This was a very interesting one in the middle of the Mensik match. He comes back out, and in the middle of that, he was actually asked to take a doping test. It's gone too far, hasn't it, Jason?
I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Can you imagine? It's tough enough anyway when you find yourself a couple of sets down in a match of this magnitude, and then all of a sudden the guy's telling you, don't aim there, just want to pee in this cup over here as well, please, because I just want to make sure that you're doing everything right. I mean, it's like, can you imagine? I mean, the guy, when he came out on the court, he's like, what the hell's going on?
I've just refused a doping test back there. I could be banned for like 8 months.
Does that count as a missed whereabouts?
Yeah.
So the umpire said that he obviously wasn't allowed to do that, but what is the process, Chris? Can anybody come up to you at any time and say, hey, pee in a cup?
Well, as long as you're not in the course of a match, yes, they can. That's what whereabouts is about. But to come up to a player in a toilet break after the midst of a match and say, hey, you have a doping test, I think it came down to somebody didn't understand the rules. I think clearly Mensik must have had a doping test after the match. That's typically how it happens. Post-match, you'll have to do your doping test. There's probably a bit of miscommunication where when he came into the locker room, maybe the doping person didn't understand the match was not over, so they asked him to do a doping
lost
test.
there, buddy. Can you pee in a cup? I haven't lost yet.
Oh, so that's what usually happens. You find yourself when you walk off the court, and I've had to deal with it a few times. When you walk off the court after a tough loss, you see the person standing there with the clipboard. And when you see them, you know exactly who it is and what they want. Even if we travel all over the world, they're not the same faces every time. They're local people who help out with facilitating the doping test. And when you see that person comes up to you with the clipboard and they go, hi, Mark, you know exactly what it is. Players typically will just say, yep, come on, you have to follow me all the way up until I can give a sample. They have to keep eyes on you at all times post-match. So I think there clearly was a bit of confusion there. Mensik came on court, clearly upset, rightfully so. He had a conversation with the chair umpire. Chair umpire assured him that they're in the wrong. We're going to get things corrected. So hopefully this does not happen again.
Yeah, not easy when you're young.